Oh,
This meeting is
oh,
being recorded.
it's always that loud voice. So this meeting will be the last Saturday in this spring, you could say, winter. I will change it. There will be a few weeks. There are no sessions. There's also one in March. Then Tony is coming to Amsterdam, so I'm organizing that. So then I also will be no meeting. So I start the 20 on Friday. I will start on Friday instead of Saturday evening. It will be on Friday evening in the same time at 7 in Amsterdam time. And then it's not on the Sunday, but on the Saturday in the morning at 10:30 till 12 in Amsterdam time. You can also, everything is on my website, so you can
Oh,
look at
dus je
it.
niet 11 tot half 1?
No,
Oh, oké.
I, no, that was it. Just don't bother about that voice. Okay, then there's also some news about I'm giving a live weekend in May. The 20 and 21 May, they will coming a live weekend in Amsterdam. And it will be in English, so you're very much invited. Maybe I can see you in person. So a lot of people, I have the feeling I know, but I always see them only. I always see you only on the screen. So maybe you can come and we see each other in person. That would be nice. Okay, 20 and 21 of May. And of course, there will be a residential. So maybe some people had my newsletter. So it's in September, there will be a residential from 25 till 29 on a beautiful island in Holland. So it's a holiday island. So you can also see that on my website. So you're very much invited there, and then we can meet there. Okay, this is talking in the story and not talking in the story. There seems to be planning weekends and planning residentials. And at the same time, there's only this. And that's weird because we are so used. There's only speaking in the story. There's the story is real, I'm real. There's something going on in my life. Everything what's going on is happening to me. Thoughts are my thoughts, feelings are my feelings. And with that, there seems to be underneath also something going on like this is not enough. This I'm not good enough. That what is going on is not enough. So there's a search going on. There seems to be a drive, a search to make it right. So sometimes it's like it's not, it's wrong, it's not right yet. So to trying to make it right or to get enough. So there's always a looking or a search to do that. And when then that's going on, there seems to be in the story a lot of things going on, like maybe when there's power or there's enough money, or when I have found my man or my woman, then there will be only happiness. And a lot of people see that it's not working in the story. There's always looking for something, and in the end, it's for a while maybe, and then there's again that same. There's not enough. There's still that looking. There can be a frustration about that's not really in it. There's always outside of it, and thinking about everything, maybe suffering also going on. So there's a looking for something else. There can be a therapy thinking like it's about my behavior and maybe I can make it right. But it's still always in the story and it's not satisfying. There's something going on. It's not satisfying. And how can I find that what I really long for? That can be love or called freedom. It's and then there's talking about non-duality in these days. There's a lot of people talking about non-duality, and it seems like, oh, there's something in that. There's no me. Saying there's no me. There's no one inside. It's empty. And it seems like, oh, then me is the problem. When my me is going, then there will be freedom or happiness or unconditional love, what's called talked about. So there's, and again, because we're so used that looking for something and trying and doing, it is the normal way of how we approach everything. So when they're saying there's no me, there seems to be, oh, what can I do to have no me anymore? So there are now non-dualistic therapies and all kind of things, because that's so, or maybe knowing that everything is known. Because when it's clear, it seems like very convincing that life will be more easy. And then that's what's going on. And there can be a lot of people around that talk about, that are very clear about this message and talking about know me. And there's you or other people trying to get it clear that everything, that a lot of things will fall away and then finally it will be there. And it's always seen like it's not this, but it's something that will happen one day. Maybe, I hope so, something like that. So there's still something going on, like I'm there very in a subtle way. And that free will or choice, that free will is subtly also in there. Because when there's me and when there's I am here, there's always free will and choice seems to be there. And that free will, that seems to be that you're able to choose what's going on and that what you want will happen and that what I decide that will happen. And then there's this message, no, there's no one deciding, there's no free will, there's no choice, and this is it. There's nowhere to go. So this is the most radical non-dualistic thing, that there's nowhere to go because this is it already. There's nothing to look for. That's a misunderstanding that there's something wrong with this. That's so convincing, and it seems like, oh, but this is awful and I want something else. That whole me construct is always busy with this can't be it. It has to be something else. This is something awful or not nice, and that's looking for no pain and looking for feeling good in a way. So there's always some direction, some road, something going on, like it can't be this because that doesn't feel right or doesn't feel good. This message is not about feeling good. It's everything. So it's everything. It can be any feeling, any circumstances, and it's not for anyone. And that's, you can't even imagine what it is. We try, that's what we normally do. We try to imagine what's said and think about it and try. And this message you can't understand. That's crazy because there's still people coming. And when it's not about understanding, what can you do with that? That can be questions like that. There's no one. So it's not only that you can't do anything with it, there is no one. So that's just stop. And it's just this. And it can be very simple, moving the hand, or it's very subtle. It's very simple and tiny and not very special. It's just normal. And it's what's already is happening. It's not new in that sense. Everything is new, of course, but when when it's about this is it, then it's just that. That's all you could say. It has always been the case. It's just that what's happening. So there's nothing to look for. The looking or the drive, maybe that like that. Then that's it. So it's already there. It's everything. It's everything what's happening. And it doesn't matter what it is. There can be certain circumstances, but it's not circumstances for you. There's no center. It's empty. Everything is empty. It's an appearance. So always also circumstances, streets, everything is an appearance. It's energetic. It's energy. Energy. So it's not, nothing is real. That's also a crazy part of that method. Nothing is real. It's apparently real, and it's just not there. So it's apparently real. It seems like all buildings and streets and bodies. It's an appearance. It's going nowhere. Life is going nowhere. It is. That's it. And because we are able and the brain is able to abstract, then it seems like there's something behind. There's because of this, and there's why, there's time. So that when there's time, there seems to be, oh, before I said it, and because of that, I'm feeling bad, trying to get to work out what's going on and to feel better again. There's no before and there's no after. There's no time. So there are also no consequences. This is completely destroying all concepts till nothing is left and just this. It's very literally and very normal. And it's already what's happening. And it can be on top of that, there can be a lot of concepts or beliefs. Maybe it doesn't feel like a belief because it's so normal and so like that. It seems like that. And then suddenly it's heard like, oh, no time, no before, no after. So there can be a lot of questions about that or about something else. Because it's so radical. There's no concept and no belief at all. There can be concepts. It's not wrong. It's just there can be beliefs. But this is unraveling. It's like, oh, hearing, it's not real. There's just this moving, sitting, very simple, very childless, like a little child is just moving around. No responsibility. All those things are guilt, no guilt. It's just new. Everything is new. It's new. It's only this. There's only one. So there's no development. Development is in time. There's no time. That's a construct. We're so normal living in time and before and after and development. And saying there's no development or it's a construct. There is apparently a development, of course, in the story. But at the same time, it's only this. And that's already the case. So it's complete already. This is everything. It's everything. When they're saying this is everything, it's just moving a hand or sitting or looking, hearing. It's just that. We can talk about it and we can ask any question what you want. You can talk in the story. It doesn't mean there's non-duality talk or things like that, that not saying I am or something like that. You can say I, you can say me, you can say talk in the story, you can not listen. Everything. It's everything. So it doesn't have any clues or any this is better than that. Nothing is better than anything else. So maybe falling asleep can happen or not listening or it's everything. That's the joy. That's the freedom too. So if you want to say something, you can unmute yourself and we see what happens. There's a chat. Does measure of intelligence or the quantity of previously had previously had spiritual experiences have an influence on the disappearance of me? No. I'm sorry. No, nothing has any influence. That's more talking in what we think, that's me. And we talk about when there's me, there's looking at yourself and saying, oh, what's going on here? Oh, has that to do with that? What happened before? Or talking about, oh, this was something. Oh, I remember this, and now it's like this. So there's a change, and we always talk in development in things like that. There's no development. So it doesn't matter if there are some experiences, there can be experiences, but there's nothing to do with this because there's the experiences is it already. So there's nowhere to go. The disappearance of me, there's no need for that because there's already no me. It's so convincing that I'm here or you are here and this is my life and I feel it because I feel somewhere in the body, in my head or somewhere else, that there's a contraction and there's me and that me is doing things. There's already no me. That's what seen also, that it was never there. But it's so convincing. We're so talking in that way in papers and news and with friends. So then it seems like I'm here and I'm doing that. I'm deciding it with all my thoughts or my feelings. There's already no me. So experiences can happen, but it was when it seems like it's before. There's even time. When there's time, we think about the past. Where's the past? I don't see the past. There's only this. There can be talking about the past and remembering things, and rememberings can happen, but it's also this. That's now. It's not really, but it's this. So there's no before. So there's also, that's strange to say, but there is no past. Also no future. Maybe that's more simple because we don't see the future, but we have so much memory, so there seems to be a past. There's just this. It's so simple, but maybe it's too simple because that knocks everything down. And there seems to be an identity, and it's my life, and I did a lot of things, and there's something going on about that. And I'm looking, and maybe I'm really already so close, or something like that. There is no close. There's just this, and that's already happening. So there's nothing to look for. It's that what's happening. And then me, and maybe you think like, oh, but I don't like my life, and this is not nice, and this is not really what I want, and a lot of things going on, and there's just sitting. That's it. Or walking, and there can be a lot of thoughts or feelings going on. There can be feelings, but it's for no one. It's just a feeling somewhere. And it's not even happening only in the body, that we are so convinced everything is happening in the body. It's in space somewhere. And maybe you feel it and somebody else doesn't. So it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Not like, oh, saying that to yourself because that's something else. But it's everything. It's everything.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, hello.
Hi. Can you hear me okay? I have
Yeah,
some
yeah,
construction happening. Is it
yeah, I
too
can hear
loud?
you. No, I
Because
can
I
hear you.
can. Okay. Unfortunately, it's very cold here, and so they're doing the sawing inside.
No,
So, yeah,
right?
there's a
Okay.
saw in the background. But I wanted to ask about the contracted energy
Mhm.
because there is no me.
So it's one moment. I can. There's something going on. I don't know what, because I don't know if you care, but the spotlight doesn't work, and I'm not John. Maybe you can do something about it. Just do it out, and then again. Sorry.
Als het goed is, doet hij het weer.
Okay, wait. Then I have to do it again.
I'll
Okay.
mute myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Now it's me. Yeah, I'm sitting in the most left side. Sorry. Yeah, just
okay.
go on.
No, if I'm in the video a bit, it's okay.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, there's no, the message says there's no me anywhere, right?
Mm. Yeah.
And you know, Tony talks about, and some other speakers talk about the contracted energy and the falling away of the contracted energy.
Mm. Yeah.
And that being freedom, I think. And
Yeah.
for me, it seems like, you know, sometimes the seeking does seem more intense than others. And there's a thought like, oh, if I didn't have this contracted energy, then there wouldn't be as much seeking,
Mm.
and kind of equating that with the me.
Mm.
So yeah, maybe it's just noticing the maybe I'm just noticing the seeking and feeling dissatisfied with that and thinking it's because, like, trying to find a reason, like it's because of the contracted
Yeah.
energy or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. Can
Yeah.
you say something?
Yeah, it can be a bit confusing because the contracted energy is when there's when there's a little child and then suddenly there's that contraction and seeing like, oh, there's someone out there and I'm here, and that can be that contraction, but it doesn't mean that the tension is me. I thought that I was very convinced that when the me is gone, there's no tension anymore or no contraction or something like that. And there still can be tension, and so it has nothing to do with contraction. It's much when there that whole construct. It's a construct about thoughts and beliefs, and that when there are beliefs or thoughts falling away, or not thoughts, concepts are falling away, then there seems to be also relaxation in the body. So that's more that the contraction is going, but it's not like it's always like that. It's not like, oh, when there feels like a contraction in the chest or somewhere else in the belly, or then that's just tension. There's a feeling or a sensation somewhere. Then that's what's happening. It can still happen here, but there's nothing going on about what is that? So that whole awareness or looking at it and seeing or noticing what's going on and being busy with that, that's that whole part of the me also. So that when that can be lost, and then there's just what's happening, and it can be still that energy, that contracted energy, and feeling like, oh, it's all pain or things like that. That can happen, but so what? There's nothing busy with it should be different, and or it's not right or something like that. And that's more what I see as me, like there's something wrong or not enough and it should be different. What can I do, or things like that. And that can be also what you say, like giving it, like thinking contraction is the cause of my suffering or something like that. When the me is gone, maybe that will be better. And that's me. You could say me thinking. Yeah, it's a bit strange, but because there's always me is there's something wrong. There's something not right yet. And when that's energetic, that's not arising, then it's just it's everything. So it can be contraction or certain circumstances or pain, everything.
So the energy of the me can come or go. I don't know. Yeah, it can just come or go.
Yeah, it's more when there's talking about me, then there's talking in the story, and that's me isn't real already, but there's still a talking, but because that feels so real, so there's talking about me and what it is, and it's that it's there's of course there is no construct, but when we try to explain it, it's trying to talk in the story to say like, oh, there's some drive, you can feel that, or some things going on, like this is not right yet, or this is not enough, or something. All those thoughts can come. That's, you could see, I call it like a building that's got a construct. It's going and it's feeded by every day, because it's so energetic, feeded, like I have to make it right, and then and when that's not feeded, or nothing is going on about that, then that whole construct, it falls apart, because it's not solid. Nothing is solid. So there's nothing, not really a center in it, or something like that. And that can be, it's so convincing, that belief there's someone, and I am able to choose to do things, or to think about and then do it. Thoughts just come. There's nobody doing that. It's just coming and going. So that whole thinking about me is abstract. Only people can do that, talking about me and how that is working and things like that. It's trying to make it a bit more clear. It doesn't matter. If it's not clear, it also doesn't matter, because it's still already, it's just that sitting, or maybe a tension or a sensation somewhere. That's what's happening. So it doesn't matter if you know if that's the me or why. It's not really important.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's also strange, and what we not so normally so see that, is there's no knowing here. So when there's a question or talking, there's just coming an answer, a response, and it's not known. So when somebody asks something, it's not known, and from there's an answer about what's going on, and trying to explain it or make it clear. There's just a response coming without knowing. That's lost. There's no knowing. And we are so, that's what some questions come to that. It's not wrong knowing, but it doesn't go anywhere. But it's not wrong. Everybody can ask questions about wanting to know or make it more clear. And we can talk about that. Maybe there's coming an answer. But being clear about things doesn't even, it's not important. Because it's already there. It's already what's going on. So it doesn't need to know why it is or how it works. Can be nice, and can be more relaxed when there's something going on. It's more clear. But it's already clear. It's already drinking tea. What is there to know? And it seems like, yeah, we're drinking tea, but there seems to be circumstances in my work, and there are colleagues and things going on. And then it can be nice that talking about that and making things more clear. But then there's talking about something else. So there can be questions about things that go on in work or and then we see what happens. But that's not explaining what's going on or trying to work it out, or there's a complete no answer. And then we see what happens. So there can be any questions, also really questions in the story. Why not? I don't know any more than you. This is not a place that I know and then people can ask me. It's even maybe even less. It's very literally, and I can only see what's going on. There's all that constructs, all the concepts are lost. So the knowing is also not there. Can still count. Hmm. Oh. There's someone. If there's no cause and effect, why would you take a pill, for example? Yeah, I don't know. That can be taking pills, and when there's pain or not feeling ill or something like that, and that can be taking pills. Well, in the same time, when there's taking that medicine, I do not know if it's really working. And then when it seems to work, like there's no pain anymore, I don't know if it's because of that pill, or maybe it would be like that without that too. I'm not sure. Can be both. I don't know. So there can be a going and taking medicine, but still there's not knowing if it's because of the medicine, then it's going better. We talk about that in the story. Yeah, I take some medicines and now it's going better. We are so maybe it's sure, but I don't. Yeah, for me it's not sure. I don't know. Maybe without a medicine it was going also. So that can be both, taking medicine or not. It's just what's going on. There's no need to take care of the body. That's also very strange, because it's not being busy with that. That doesn't mean there's not going outside or eating things, or nothing is being busy with that. Just happening by itself, which is already the case. It doesn't mean that Rose doesn't care or something like that. It's life is taken care in a way. I don't know how or what. It's not up to Rose. Rose is just nothing. It's a construct. There's no Rose. I don't see a Rose. There's just things happening, and this body is called Rose. That's it. There's another one. Can you talk about the being and the I am vibration in the heart? Oh, I don't know what that is. There's no heart. So, and I don't see an I am vibration in the heart. There's no heart. That's also a construct of more spiritual thinking about how there's a heart, and there's people are in the head or in the heart, or think it's a way of talking. There's no really a heart. So there can be when there's vibration, then there's vibration. That sensation is it. That's it. Don't know why or what it is. Doesn't matter. It doesn't. Nothing matters in that sense. We are so busy with looking at ourselves and seeing what's going on. Oh, what's going on in my body? What's going on in my head, or in what are thoughts, and what's going on in my life, or what do I feel? I did that a lot. That was my life. That was my life. I was always busy with that, trying to heal, trying to feel, and make it let it go, or things like that. I thought I did that. There was a lot of thinking about that. Underneath all those thoughts and being busy, life just happened, and maybe there was something going on. There was sensations. It had nothing to do with all the dream, the thinking, what I was doing. Just was just going. It's already there. Its life is already moving and changing, and that happening. Could say that as an appearance, but okay, it seems like real. And then, but has nothing to do with you. There's no one having the control or having a free will. There's no one. There's no center. There's nothing doing that. It's life. It's just energy. It's going by itself. So there can be a thinking about it or not. There's no difference. So there's also no difference between here, what Rose is going on, and other people. It's the same. It's just then there's a lot of thinking about it going on. So then that's what's happening. There's, in that sense, there's no difference. There's no difference. It's just different. That's more it. But when there's in that story and being in that busy, then there can be a lot of frustration and feeling I don't want it, and how can I get rid of that? That that's just also different, but it feels like I don't want this. Can you help me, please? Something like that. Oh, there are a lot of wait. There are some messages. When someone is drowning, they may can pull down someone who might try to save them. I feel like this when I walk into a sea. If people, oh wow, the me energy seems to suck my sense of energy into it, and then I believe something is wrong again. This makes me feel sad, but I guess that's not wrong. Maybe it's actually funny. Nothing is wrong. It's we are so busy trying to think about it and then put a label on it, or think like, oh, this is going on, and maybe that me is still pulling me, and then about the drowning, and there are a lot of thoughts about that. It's just in the water, being in the water, and that's it. But all that all that dream thinking, you could say, that seems so convincing and so true. It's just a dream. So that it's not wrong, but there's no me energy. When there's walking in the sea, there's just walking in the sea. And there can be a lot of thinking about it, and what's going on, and what do I feel, and why do I do it. That whole dream thinking can go on. A lot of thoughts can come. And that's what's happening too. But it's when we are so involved in that, it seems like this is my world, and that's what's going on, and that's really important. And how can I deal with that? And that's really convincing. And then there's hearing this message, oh, that's just a dream, it's a story, and there's only walking in the sea. And there can be thoughts, and that's it, without any meaning. Nothing has any meaning. Wow, that's wow, every meaning is out of the window then, and we are so into meaning, and this has to do with that, and that is why I do it or not, or wow. So it's not wrong, it's just having a lot of thoughts, or not having. There are thoughts happening. It's no one doing that. It's life thoughting. And there's another. When it's not enough, please react, or there's just something coming. Rose, can you speak about money and what things might be worth, and a precious feeling about owning things, please? Money is also energy. We think like, oh, when there's something not enough, then and when there's a feeling like I'm not good enough, there's not an I am here, and how can I survive in this world, because everything seems real and solid. So you need to survive, and then it seems like, oh, you have to work or to have money to pay everything. So money can become very important. It's a story. Money is also a story. It's not the money that makes you alive. That seems like so convincing. And oh, when when I have no money, then that will happen and that will happen. There are a lot of thoughts about what will go on when there's not enough. It's the story of me. It's always about it's not enough. It's not enough love. I'm not loved. I'm not have enough money, or I have no power at all. Other people take the power. It's always talking about something that I am not enough, and how can I make it right? That's the story, and it's the story. It's a dream. It's not real. And that's so, but we live in that story, and everything seems solid, and other people and circumstances and real. So it seems very convincing that we have to do it in that story. And then there's hearing this message and then saying, it's just a story. And then underneath that, there's just walking. And that's it. It's so simple. It's throwing out of the window that whole story about that whole abstract thinking about what's going on and what should I do and all that. It's just this. It's just what's going on. Very like little children, how they just do and nothing is going on about do I do it right? Why? All that. It's just what's happening. And it's so simple, but it seems like it's destroying that whole identity and that whole construct about I'm here and I have to live my life and I need money to survive that. And then there's hang on money. There are a lot of concepts about money. And then there seems to be this is important or I can't do that or nah, whatever concepts there are, beliefs. It's a dream. And can be very energetic and very much embodied. So that I don't say it's not really happen. It's not happening. It's so it can be so convincing and so embodied and then seemed it so feels so like suffering or true or things like that 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 can happen and that feels very how can I get out of it? You can't get out of it. That's what's happening, is it? And that's this is not talking about nice, and that's what in the story always is going like I'm not it's not I away from the pain and going into happiness or pleasure or nice or thing. This is talking about it's everything. There's no choice, so it's everything. What's life is going, and then that's it. Nothing has to do with oh this is better than that. It's just what it is. So there can be pain and uh, an accident or anything can happen. There's no choice. It's energetic. It's going like that. And we are always busy like, oh, I hadn't shouldn't do that. Oh, why should I do that? All it's that's what's happening is happening. And on top of that, and that's the dream, is busy with how I can change it, why I didn't did wrong. It's guilt, it's responsibility, it's all that constructs and concepts and beliefs about how to behave. There's no one to behave. There can be behavior in a certain way. That's it. No one doing that. It's energetic. It's so embodied. And that doesn't mean it's nice or it's appropriate in circumstances or whatever. It can be silly or angry or anything. It's everything. There's no one controlling it. It's already like that, but we think we are the controllers and we are able to make it work. It's just it's what's happening. And when there's no money, yeah, then there's no money. I don't know. Then that's what's happening, and then we see what's going on there. I don't know. This is not a way of living. This is not talking about a way of living. That's what we normally do in all the spiritual things. What I did was always about that. But this is not about how to live your life. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. It's what life is living it. And it's going by itself and that's it. And in the same time, it's not everything is an appearance. So we are so convinced that everything is real and solid and circumstances and everything. It's an appearance. Yeah. Mm.
Just what it's just normal life.
Yeah. Which is already going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was some that seems so hard to be inappropriate, but there's a sense of knowing what other things. Wow. That seems so hard to be inappropriate. I can't even understand that. There's a sense of no. There's always, when there's me, there's being busy with what other people think, because the behavior is like, oh, I hope people will like me. That things like that's going on, or in a very simple way said. That's what from a young age it's like learned like that. So it's very important how to behave, because there can be a reaction of somebody and you want to be loved and da 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 da, da, always like things like that. What is said here, there's no other people. There can be bodies and reactions, but there's no one. There's no center. Not here, not there. No, just in a body. When they're seeing a body, we assume there's someone inside. And then this message saying, no, there's no one inside. It's empty. There can be a response, but it's energetic. So it's that. And I don't know. Maybe it's not when somebody is shouting at you. That can happen. Yeah, sure. Very normal. It's just normal life. There's no escape from anything. So this isn't a way to feel good or to be all the time in a certain state. There's no state. There's feelings. Maybe sometimes they're not so much. Sometimes it's low energy. Sometimes somebody was shouting and then maybe there's something going on, and I don't know. There can be nothing, no reaction. There can be a feeling like a sadness. I don't know. There can be anything, and it's not about Rose or whoever. We think this is in this body. We see a body. That's what we see. So we think, oh, that's the border, and inside I am there. There's no border. That's maybe what is seen when the eyes are open. When the eyes are closed, you don't even know where the border is. And that's the same with hearing and feelings and thoughts. It's just happening in space. And we assume, and that's what's in the story of me, a lot of assuming and believing. That's about, that's, it's just somewhere a feeling. It is not for me or of me, but that can be felt. And then there's that feeling. There's no need to do anything with it, or when that's the strange thing is when that when everything is lost, there's nothing coming up to do something with it. It's just not coming. So there's a feeling, and there's no escape at all from that. And then it's there for a while, and then it goes. I don't know why, but just going. Then there's something else. And it's not about Rose. Life is not about Rose or somebody else. We are not the center. Life is everything. So the glass of tea is as important as a feeling. Mm.
So here there could be a feeling, and it could be like a thought or a construct arising, like that's my feeling, and how do I get rid of the feeling? And there you're kind of pointing to there's just a feeling in space.
Yeah.
And not a worrying about it.
Yeah, but there can also be thoughts about that, and then they come and go.
Mm.
And we are so used to pick it up and doing something with that because it seems important, because it's about my feeling and da da da. And it's just a feeling. It's not right or wrong. It's not even nice or awful. That's also what we do, like looking at it and then thinking, oh, do I like it? Oh no, this is awful. It's a feeling. Maybe I even don't know what the feeling is, or you don't, or maybe there's sadness, or sometimes it's mixed. Yeah, then that's what's happening. And then it comes and goes. Well, it's not more important than anything else, like sitting or what. Everything is as important as everything else, or not important. It's the same, but it's the same. It's what it is, and something is very strong or subtle. Well, it changes. It's different. Well, nothing is more important than anything else. It's just what's happening. That's it. And when there's a looking at it, then that seems like, oh, this is nice. It feels good. There's always being busy with, oh, this is good. Oh no, oh no, this feels a bit restless. Oh, I'm really what's going on here? There can be a restlessness like that for a while. Yeah. So what? And that's that whole me. When there's me, that, but it's a way of talking in the story. Like me is not me doing that, but that's the whole. It's also life, of course, but in a way you can speak about it as that whole construct, like trying to survive and trying to deal with everything to stay alive. It's a survival system, could say that. But me on top of that seems to decide what has to happen and seems to be in control of whatever happens or not. It's a dream, but it's an abstract dream, but it's so convincing, and most people are living that dream. And then they're suddenly dismissing, oh, but there's no one. It's just a dream. That's what's going on. Nothing is more important than anything else. Huh? Nothing has any meaning. Huh? That's such like, whoa, there's something completely out the story, because there can be a looking for an answer in the story for years, you could say that. And then, but it doesn't work. It doesn't seem to end or change really. So, and then this is another possibility, but it has nothing to do with the story. So there's no possibility to understand, because the understanding is in the story only. And still there can be a feeling like, oh, there's something about it, maybe not understanding, but something like, oh, there's something in that. And that's what underneath these meetings is going on, like that energy. It's not in the words only. This is not the truth. This is not that I know and this is the truth, so you should finally hear what I am saying, or something like that. No, there is no truth. I'm not the one who knows. I'm just talking there's some response so out of the story, like there's nothing really happening. There's only that appearance going on. It's what is seen. It's just talking about what is seen and how it is seen. Describing, maybe. That's it. You don't have to believe it is. No, of course not. I had it before and I lost it. It seems like that. There's only freedom, but when there's so much living in that whole construct of me and surviving in the story that seems so, and suddenly for a second or for a while, that whole the whole surviving or that it's just not there. That can be for a while, could not, and then like, oh, oh my God, yeah, of course. But that whole construct and that survival system can be so embodied. So there's energetic, it comes back. And then it seems so normal to think again in the story and being busy with things. So it feels like it's lost, but it can't be lost. It's everything, but it feels like I have it. And it's not that you have it. It, it's not having it. It's more like that what having it was just wasn't there, and it was seeing like, oh, it's already that, it's already, and then that wanting to have it is how you could say it a little bit, is coming back, and what is that, and no one, and then the whole thing is going in the story, and then it seems like that you lost it. It's the only thing there is, but we are looking at it and then thinking, what is that, and what can oh no, I can't do anything, but what is that? And being busy with how it is. And in the same time, it's already what's going. It's the open secret, like Tony Parsons. It's open, it's a secret. It seems like a secret. How is that? What is there happening? What is she talking about? And then suddenly it happened, like, what was that? And in the same time, it's just everything already. What's going on? But we're looking for something, what we think, maybe it's like that, and we can't see it's everything. It's hiding by being everything. But it's in a way, it's too abstract. It suddenly can happen and like, oh, of course, of course. How could I not see that? Something like that. Can be like that. Hmm. And then somebody, because I have a lot of time at the moment, I follow too much the news and getting angry about everything that's going on and having an opinion about it. I guess that's completely useless. It's useless, but why wouldn't you do that? They can be doing that. It's just what's happening. You don't do that. It's just what's going on, and then feeling angry and but everything is useless. So it doesn't matter if that's looking for the news or looking at your feelings or working in a certain way. It's everything is useless. It's just what's happening. But so it can be being angry, it can be walking. It's the same. It's just what's happening, apparently, but it's just what's going on. So then there's a lot of looking at the news, or there's a lot of drinking wine or anything. This is not a way of living about how to live in a good way or something like that. No, there's no good way. It's everything. It's everything. That's the freedom. Everything. Drinking wine, sitting, whatever. It's not about us. It's not about me or you. It's about life. It's everything. There's no me or you. It's just energy going. We assume there's something. We see this body and there's something inside. No, it's just tables and bodies and feelings, and it's everything. Just a soup, big soup without centers. So just that. Mm.
Hi, Rose.
Hi. Hi.
Can I ask another question?
Sure, sure.
Okay. Is it like then I guess what the thought that's coming up is it is maybe just focus on direct sensing or whatever is happening and not giving too much attention to concepts or constructs or because I hear you say like it's very tiny and literal and like a child and then I'm like, okay, I'll just focus on this, whatever is happening.
You can't.
Yeah.
That's trying to live in the now or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same story. That's how it goes. We try, and you can't see, and that's energetic also. That trying is also it. Or the saying, oh, I'm just trying to, that's it. And I'm focuses on what, then that's it. It's not a certain thing. It's everything. So it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter. It's already and let's say it's tiny, that's heard like, oh, it's tiny, but it can also be huge or anything. Words or it's everything. So it's words, it's uh, that what is that's whole is listening to the words and trying to, oh, it's like that, so I focus on that, and then it's just everything. So you can't do it. But you don't need to because it's already, well, you can't follow it even, but you don't need to. I'm not busy with it. Don't bother. I'm never busy with it. It's just, so what? Then that's it. And we are so busy and focused on, oh, what is it and how can we do it? And that's not seeing in a way, but it's not wrong, but it's just everything. That's the freedom, that it's just everything. Like, oh, there's nothing that it's not. Huh? And we are in a way, we are, how do you say that? It's that looking for it, or the search. We are so attached to that's the way we do. That's us. That's us doing it. So that's our identity and things. And when they're saying it's everything, then that whole search and that identity is just thrown out of the window. Yeah, hello. So that's so strong, and so it's not you, but it's so strong that goes on, and then a new thoughts, like it wants to survive and goes on, like a new thought. Maybe it's like this. Oh yeah, maybe it's like this, because that's so tempting. And then there's hearing in the same time that it's everything. Like, oh, well, then everything is all that trying is lost. Yeah, hello. Even if it's suffering or even it's not nice, it's still that identity, and that's so hold on to it. Not you, but that energy. It can be so embodied and strong and clever also. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Thank you. No, thank you for the question. Mm.
Thank you.
There's another chat. As we are different than animals, is it not meant to be like that, living with a me, reflecting on itself and things? Yeah, you can think like that. That can happen. That, yeah, it's not wrong to think that. This is just another way. It's another suggestion. It's a suggestion, like that it can be like this. But if you see it like that, then you see it like that. It's meant to be. If you see it like that. Nothing is wrong. Can be a belief or a concept about something like it's meant to be like that or things like that. Then that's what's thought. That's what's happening. This is not better than something else. This is a suggestion how it's seen here and describing what is seen or how it is. That's it. Doesn't bring anything. It gives no answers, just describing. Doesn't go anywhere, this message. No. It's useless. Yeah. It's useless. Yeah, of course. Because it's already there. It's saying it's already what's happening. So yeah, what is there more than that? So there's no use for, I can say it once and then that's it, I go home. It's just that. Yeah. But in a strange way, it's just going on. Yeah. It has no meaning. Also, this message has no meaning at all. It's already like that. So what is there to add on that? It's just talking or describing it. And there's no need to hear this message also. No. Can be doing something else or hearing this is sudden. That's just what's happening. It's not more important than anything else. No. It seemed like that because when there's a looking for something, it seems like, oh, I'm going to the meeting of Rose or Tony or something with somebody else. Maybe there it becomes more clear or there's that insight or anything that will happen. Because it's so amazing that it's already this. That's what I said. It's like losing everything. It's the loss of the whole identity and living your life with every all things you learned and you have to do and insights, and then suddenly it's just this. Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Hi, Rose.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. So in that, I feel there's a big sense of loss and,
Mm,
in the memories of the good
yeah.
memories you had, and
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
there? Yeah. And the
Yeah.
fear.
Oh, also lost. Okay. Yeah, can be sometimes there, but it was always there, that fear or something, you
Yeah,
mean?
but in faith, I feel there's a big sense of loss of that identity that was
Ah,
associated with those memories, and
ah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
good or bad,
yeah, yeah. Can be so busy with that. Yeah.
and it kind of, that's the I feel that's the contraction that pulls you back, to try to identify again with those memories.
Yeah, yeah, you can say that. Yeah. And sometimes that's so strong, and sometimes it's just, ah, oh, and then it's lost. Yeah.
Well, I haven't had that quick release yet, but
No, you don't. It's not only. It's not always felt. A loss is not. Sometimes it's later on that it's noticed. Like, oh, it's not there. Something like that can be like that. Yeah, sure. So different. Yeah. Mm. Mm.
thanks.
Yeah. Thanks. Mm. Yeah, this is talking about loss also. It's not like getting somewhere or finding it. It's the loss of that whole being busy with trying to survive and trying to know, trying to find and trying to solve. And there can be a longing for, I don't want that anymore. But there's also a fear to lose, can be a fear to lose it, because then everything goes wrong. Sometimes you think that. So then suddenly it's gone, like, oh, yeah. Ah. The last few days, there was a beautiful seeing through the me, a wow, blah, blah. And then this morning, heavy depression, rejection of everything. There is a preference for the former. Yeah. When there's me and that survives, there's always a preference. Like wanting to feel good or wanting to have that wow or things like that. Depression is it too. It's not a depression. It's like maybe some heavy feeling, then that's what it is. And that what the looking at it, it's more like, oh, what is happening now? And oh, I'm lost it, and that makes it more heavy. And there can be that feeling like, oh, heavy, or I don't like this. That there can be moments of that, yeah. Can be frustrating also, but the frustration is it. But then saying that people say, yeah, thank you very much, but it's still frustrating. Yeah, sure it is. Sure. Yeah, it's energetic, so there can be a meing and then being and then meing again. It's so energetic. Yeah. Can even be when that's all lost, and there can be periods like that meaning is coming, like, oh, because it's so embodied. There can be feelings or old pain or memories with that, and sad feelings and all that, and that's coming up, and then after a while it's gone, but it's still, all that can go on, or still come. It's not that it's a serene life. It can be everything. It's so many things are embodied, or in the muscles, or in the, I don't know, in the body somewhere. It's talking in the story that there still can be feelings, or heavy, or no energy, or sadness. Anything can be there, but it's for no one. And then what it can sometimes feel like, oh, so it's contracted, and then it seems like, oh my god, everything, and that can fall away. Or yeah, it's so energetic, but it's already for no one. What at that moment it doesn't feel like that, then it's that what's happening. Yeah. Yeah. It's everything, and we forget, because when it's suddenly relief, like, oh my god, this is everything, and then it's a wow, and and then there seems to be a contraction, and then, but that's energetic. It's not a me. It's just energetic, a different feeling, and that can happen. And then that's what's going on. It's everything. So it's brr and grr and nothing going on, and suddenly or sadness or anger or anything, heavy feeling. That still can happen. It's not that it's then gone. No, it's so embodied. You don't know. It's everything. So that's it too. And there's no escape. There's no escape. So there's just that. When me is that whole survival system is not there, there's no escape. So when there's a heavy feeling or heavy that, then that can be there. Nothing trying to change it or able to do something with it. It's there. It's full on. Everything is full on. Can be quiet, can be simple, it can be tiny, but can be like that. Pain or heavy or anything. Yeah, sure. Doesn't mean you think like, oh, okay, then this is happening. No, it's like, oh, whoa, yeah, it's like that. Nothing is trying to change it, but it's still heavy and that. Can be there or whatever. Everything. Oh, it's already time. Then it goes so quick and everything is just so quick, quick, quick. And then, oh, what to say? I don't know. I suddenly see it's 8:30. And it's just time. And it's, wow, that this is everything. And it's unconditional love, tabling, or heavy feeling, or chairs, or bodying. It's that. There's only unconditional love, but it's not love we know like, oh, I like you, I love you, or think a personal thing. It's unconditional love. So it's not personal, it's neutral. So, but it's still, I can't say it's love because it's everything. And it's like, oh, it's a wow, and can be subtle. Sometimes it can be more. There's nothing what it isn't. So it's everything, and it doesn't matter what it is. So that's life is what that, and there's nothing has any meaning. It just is. It just is already. It can be rosing. It can be taging. It can be anything. It can be kissing. It can be that's the way it goes, and it's just different. It's just different. There's nothing better than anything else. It's just what it is. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Rose.
you. Bye bye.
Thank,
Thanks.
oh,
Thank you,
Astrid.
Rose.
Oh,
Bye.
Wonderful.